In statistics, we wrapped up this 1.1 handout. We were at the very end. And this is just a practice problem off of what we already know. So I recommend reading through it and giving it a shot. I'm going to work it right now. So it asks us to make comparative bar chart comparing opinions by gender. This means divide each number by gender subtotals. There we go. So that means I need to go 96 divided by 2367. And that gives me the relative frequency out of the females that want to get rich or think they will. There is almost no chance at getting rich. That's kind of sad. But there's very few of those that think no chance. So once again, divide by 2367 and you get 18. So when I did that, I got 2940, I got 2801, 2053, and they should all add up to roughly 1.0. For the males, you want to divide by the total males, so divide by 2459, and you can get all of those relative frequencies, 0399, 1163, 2928, 3083, 2428, and 1.0. And that's it. Now you can make a bar chart off of that. So hopefully you have those written down. We're going to make our graph. If you're making a traditional comparative bar chart, since we are comparing opinions, I'm going to write opinions at the bottom. So I'm going to write almost no chance, some chance, 50-50, good chance, and almost certain. And these are opinions. On the vertical axis, it has to be based on relative frequency. Has to be. Or I guess you could do percents, but not frequency. And the reason is we have two different totals of gender. Since those are unequal, they're not directly comparable. You got to get the proportions. All right? So the largest proportion I saw was 3083. We need a number up to roughly 30. So let's go by 5 hundredths. So 05 up to 30. These are opinions of young adults. And now we need to make some bars. So I'm going to make a bar for the females at 04. Let's change colors. And the males are pretty much identical, barely different. 18 for some, 11, 29, 28, make this one just barely shorter than that one. 30, make this one barely taller. That's probably too much, oh well. 28, let's, I already did that. 20, oh, I need to extend that, just a second. All right, now we're ready. 20. And 24. Let's add a legend to it. So we're talking about males and females. So let's shade in the males. And that's it for a comparative bar chart. We looked at a segmented bar chart, which is also a comparative bar chart. So that's a whole other option here, and it's up to you. Since it's by gender here, that is what you want to write at the bottom if you're doing segmented, because all the females should add up to 1.0. and all the males should add up to 1.0. So still relative frequency, but it's got to go to 1.0. Same title as over there. I'm not going to rewrite it. Okay, so what I do is I'm looking at my table right now, and I'm going to start from the bottom. So for almost certain females, I see 2053. I'm going to make a line at about 0.2, and that's for the almost no certain. Almost certain. There we go. Almost not. There we go. Almost certain. Now, I'm going to keep stacking, but I got to keep adding. So 20 plus 28 is 48. For the good chance, I need to make a line at 48. For the next block, I'm sitting at 48. I need to add 29. So about 77. And that's the 50-50. And then we got 18, so I'm going to go up to about 95. I should be at about 96. There we go. And that's some chance and no chance at the top. So maybe hit pause and try and do the male block. All right. So I'm going to make a line at 24. For almost certain. Line at 54. That's for a good chance. Sitting at 54, I add 29, so about 83. And that is the 50-50. Sitting at 83, we add 11, and now we're at 94, 95. I think we're supposed to be at like more like 96. That's because of all the rounding. Some and no. All right, I hope that made sense. Either one is an option when they say make a comparative bar chart. Marginal distribution for gender. So first, go to the margin for gender. And I can see it right there. It's underlined up there. This is the marginal distribution for gender. So for females, it's not very specific here, so I'm just going to say everything. Females were 2367. I'm going to divide by the total. And that is 4905. And let's see, males, there were 2459 of them. And that is 5095. So almost 50-50 for the distribution of gender. Conditional gender, so conditional distribution, first off, backwards, marginal, you go to the margin. Conditional, you go to the inside numbers. So if we're talking about conditional distribution of opinion for males, we already have them written down in that relative frequency for the males. So I'll rewrite them. Almost no chance. I'll just write almost none. Was 0399. You just need to write down all those. You could circle them up there and draw an arrow to it, and that's acceptable also. Some 1163, 50-50 is 2928. And good chance is 3083. Almost certain is 2428. And that's all they want. All right. See y'all Monday. Bye.